North Carolina wins the opening faceoff. Quinn Kesnick talked about Chris Gray's versatility, all the things he brings to the table. This is a season where we have had to adapt, calling games from home, and I hope you saw Quinn Kesnick's adaptation. He used his face mask as a pocket square today, so I hope somebody screen grabs that. But here we are, Carolina Duke, ACC championship at stake. The star power, Gray, Sowers, Bowen, Giles Harris. Great face-off, men, and a great day for lacrosse. Glad we can share it with you here on ACC Network. Carolina with the ball, working from behind. And a feed in front, a shovel shot, and a score. Jacob Kelly, the first tally of this game. It's 1-0 North Carolina.
This offense is completely unselfish. Quint touched on Chris Gray in terms of the way he orchestrates the Tar Heel 6-on-6 set. If you watch his ability and vision, it's off the charts. And Jacob Kelly, I've called him all season long a chameleon. Does a little bit of everything. And all.
I tell you, this offense is something else. They've got 9 different players with 10 or more goals, 7 players with 20 or more points. That's the second midfield group. Look at them jog off. This group has been on fire the last 3 weeks. They've equaled the production of the in that ground ball tussle, 23 in blue, the hero of Duke's last win with some late game heroics, doing some dirty work today.
Sowers only had 1 goal in the first meeting. Owen Caputo gets Duke on the board.
6 straight games for Owen Caputo hitting the back of the net. We've touched so much on the Carolina second midfield coming to the party, making some noise. Duke has used offensively 9, 10, sometimes 11 midfielders, Quint, finding the gel. Dyson Williams with a gorgeous pass to Caputo, who is just steady Eddie.
I tell you, failure to clear led to this extended possession. Go back, Krieg Machman. Love his mindset, super relaxed, incredible work ethic.
There comes Sowers! And we're tied at 2, and Sowers hit the deck hard. Or maybe that was just part of the celly.
How quick is Michael Sowers? Because this opportunity, Kark, it didn't look like much was there, and then boom, all of a sudden, he's like shot out of a cannon. Watch it. Stutter step, and then gone. Using the pick, unloads and pays the price.
Yeah, firecracker feet, 23 in blue, and you talked about basket.
They prefer the 6-on-6 settled sets.
They do, and if you see their midfield now, guys like Ledman, 1 in blue, 42, Walsh. A lot of the season, they were being kind of taking a back seat to the freshmen, right? Guys like Aiden Denenza and Charlie O'Connor, those guys were taking the reps. Now in May, they're here.
The Blue Devils take the lead. It's Joe Robertson who scored the game winner in overtime when these two met the first time.
He's always in the right spot at the right time. You hear so much about Michael Sowers and Brennan O'Neill, rightfully so. Joe Robertson gives you a little bit of everything. Scouter report tells you he's a righty. Well, he can play the high post left-handed and stick it in the bottom.
19 away from Pat Spencer's record. Three straight by Duke after Carolina scored the first 2. Caputo falling down. It's 4-2 Blue Devils. That's 2 for the son of Duke's defensive coordinator.
Carolina's defense which has improved dramatically in the last 3 or 4 weeks. They leave their defender on the island. Caputo with the rollback, the acceleration, stick protection. He's taken down. That should have been a trip call, but he manages to make this shot after he's being tripped. He gets hit in the heel.
William Perry on the invert. Checked by Camille. Frizzoli hedging. Perry snakes inside. Did he stay out of the crease?
Yes.
He did. William Perry. Don't call him the mini fridge anymore. He's sub-zero.
Yes. Fifth-year senior playing without one of his line mates. In double sevens, Tanner Cook, well, let me take over. Gets underneath, sells the top side of his dodge, dips, and watch his left shoulder get slippery right here. Zoop! Gets underneath, the toe.
4-5, and then the mystery, 6 through 8. Still a lot of lacrosse to be played, especially in some of these other leagues. Villanova making a late push. Villanova, which had a big win against Lehigh. They've got a chance, I think, to be a top 8 seed. Syracuse, you know, the schedule, the strength of schedule is there, who they've played, who they've lost to. But how they've lost, now that's got to concern you. Here's Chris Gray, ties it at 4. That might be your Tewaaraton favorite right now.
Mr. Jared Bernhardt at Maryland, he'll get a chance in the playoffs, as will Pat Cavanaugh. I love this spin, okay? It's improv. Everything this guy does is on the fly. There's nothing scripted. Watch him deal with the defensive pressure and spin. And then the tail end, Paul, is just a little subtle look down at the low portions of the net and the high release point.
I was talking to Anish before the game. I don't recall.
And a fall and winter training schedule that was thrown out of kilter.
Off the stick of Perry, he'll retrieve. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Perry down the alley. Picked up by the short stick. Perry's got 1 goal on the invert today. Draws the slide over to Gray, stinging corners. And Carolina takes the lead at 5-4.
Ouch. Ouch. Ouch.
Watch Krieg, the goaltender, ignore the big fake by Brendan O'Neill. That right there. He did not change his stance at all.
This is unbelievable. You do it on one end with a freshman, you do it on the other with a senior. You saw Gray operating on his...
He plays catch with Perry. Gray feeding the wing. Anderson, the hammer. Mr. Anderson makes it 6-4.
Fans loving the playmaking here in Chapel Hill. Mike Adler, point blank range with the rebound control, shark bait. And then look at O'Neill, truck it through the defense. Krieg from point blank range.
Yep, and look who's taken over as a scorer and a passer. Chris behind Adler when that shot took place, and he just turned on the Jets.
4 unanswered by UNC. Gray has had a hand in 4 of the 6 Tar Heel goals. Here comes Tillman. Comfortable on the invert. Lance Tillman around the bend. And that is 5 straight by Carolina.
How much juice does this guy have? He just sprinted to the end line and totally sold out for his squad. The sophomore from the state of Colorado, used to training in high altitude, I get. Moments later, he uses a quick first step where Joe Bresci thinks from a sudden perspective when he...
Coming to the stadium and, 45 minutes before you go on air, hey, can you take the dog out one more time? Can you put the kid to sleep? Quint's outside weeding. Tillman against Terry Lindsay. Tillman again! Highlands Ranch, Colorado, showing up on a Sunday in Chapel Hill.
They've been partying on Franklin Street all afternoon waiting for this one in the heels of delivering. Tillman is speed. Change of direction from 0, boom, 3 steps later, he's freed up his hands. The double team here, Kark, a tad late, and he released.
Anderson against the shorty. Over to Perry, back up top to Gray. Short stick matchup for Chris Gray, down the alley. Gray will commander the offense from X. Gray holds on and scores, absorbing the contact. A hat trick in the first half, 5 points for the Gray Ghost.
Tell you, this one's getting out of control for this Duke defense. But how about Chris Gray, Kark? This play is set up. He knows the double's coming early because he shows the intention. Right here, he made it clear he's going to the goal for himself. Well, here's the double. So that JT Giles Harris just takes a poor angle. He kind of olay. Chris Gray goes whoop right there, and he's by him.
He's a two-handed crate.
7 unanswered by UNC. Herbert will spin it back to Gray.
How about that skip pass?
I mean, JT Giles Harris, preseason defender of the year. He was marking Gray. Brian Cameron, and a 10-goal first quarter for UNC, which is right on their season average. They average 9.7 first half goals this season.
Have you ever seen Haley's Comet?
Yeah.
No.
Brian Cameron scoring right-handed is the equivalent to Haley's.
Jacksonville game, and our producer John Kettering.
Anderson draws the slide. Perry checked into the box score in the first half. 20 on the shot clock. Gray gets around Lindsay. Drew the double. Carolina moves it around to Anderson. Curls around the cage, and Anderson beats Adler upstairs. That's 2 for the 3-time captain.
The Moos are clapping. Turn the corner, take the extra step to greatness. Talk about this league as being a senior, a veteran, a strong league. Well, look at Anderson just deal.
He's been quiet today without a point. Caputo over to Sowers. And he misses high.
Cam Macri's done a nice job against Sowers. You see 23 now, gonna play all the ball, the restarts. Macri.
First time out, borderline gimmick. I'm not going to call it a gimmick, right, in terms of the way they're pressing and shutting Sowers.
Well, that time Sowers, the pretty feed, and Dyson Williams extends that streak. He has now scored in every game of his career.
When the calendar turns to May, the stakes are higher. You fly, you scratch, you claw, you hit your way through every single possession. Michael Sowers does what he does as well as any player you'll see in college.
You saw that definitely the last time out against Notre Dame, where Carolina won that game on the defensive end. O'Neal still hunting for that first point. Oh, lost his man, Brennan O'Neal! Strong Island, what a move!
Oh boy. Can you smell this one going viral, Kark? Brennan O'Neal, the freshman from St. Anthony's. Watch the defensive reaction here. Plants, shimmies and shakes, wobbly, wobbly legs.
The swim on the fifth-year senior, Anderson.
Oh,
Smell ya later.
Gray, another short stick matchup. Adler the save. Carolina gets it back into fresh 80.
I was impressed with Carolina's clock and score awareness in their recent win over Notre Dame. Thought they really managed the late stages of that game well. They didn't stop attacking. They just kind of slowed things down to make sure they're eating into each of the shot clocks.
UNC scores again.
Look at the low-angle shooting ability of the fifth-year grad student transfer from Princeton, Connor McCarthy. Strength, size, spatial awareness, Quint.
How's he sneak that one in? And all these teams are supported by a village.
The parents, right? These parents are accustomed to traveling every single week to watch their kids play in all different sports across the country, and at the college level, like, that was put on hiatus. Duke had no fans at any of their games this year.
Sowers to O'Neal with the extra man. Yowza.
This is scary. It's a young man who verbaled Penn State when he was in 8th grade. Okay, the comparisons to Zion Williamson in the size, the high school highlights, they were viral and eye-popping. I mean, it was like a weekly basis. You logged on to see what Brennan did this week. Well, we've learned as a college player he can ride.
There's Joe Robertson. He's been quiet today. 7 points the first time. Robertson had a goal in the first quarter during a 4-0 Duke run. The Blue Devils led 4-2, then Carolina scored 9 straight. Sowers to Dyson Williams, behind the back.
Do you remember in the third quarter when Garrett Ledman caught the ball in a similar spot with the right hand? And I said he should have gone behind the back to increase his angle. Well, leave it to Dyson Williams, the slick Canadian. No need to ever change it in your right hand. Your angle will be the same as if you switched and put the stick in front of your body and canned it righty. But it's quicker, it works up. This guy, I asked him what he was doing for lunch. You know what he ate for lunch today? Carrots.
Carrots, almonds, and some dried cranberries.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of fun.
Let's be honest, though. If we said before the trip one of us would skip out on lunch for carrots, who would you have guessed, Quint or me? Carolina and Schertzinger cleaning up.
That's a big goal. That's a huge goal in this game because you got the feeling that things were slipping away. Yard sale. Ball on the carpet, but it comes back up Carolina's way ultimately. And the heels. This is kind of an ugly goal off the scramble in front. Ball squirts out. Keep it simple. Schertzinger pops on tape.
Joe Robertson, a couple of steps too high. Sowers, a 5-point afternoon.
Sowers looks so fast on turf, Clark. His ability to plant.
Finding Ledman. Michael Sowers, we saw him take over late against Notre Dame. He has had a hand now in 4 of the last 5 Duke goals.
At Princeton, Quint, you called it, the turf. They play on synthetic grass. At Duke, he's on a slicker, all-natural track. The first step is silly, but what I love about Michael Sowers, when he comes out of the move, he is pass ready.
50 stitches, tore 5 ligaments, and to tell you that he is a goalie, he still surfs.
Madness.
Fearless.
His
Fearless Q.
His friends went back the same day.
Yeah, it was big waves, right? I saw that feature on ACC Network. It was fantastic. Friends went back.
Anderson lost his man! Justin Anderson!
They got great fans here. When the weather perks up, nothing like coming down to Chapel Hill and playing a big-time college lacrosse game. Duke's pressing out. They're trying to make a play. Carolina was ready for it. They handle, and you see Adler.
The shot off, and now it's O'Neal. He's got a short stick matchup against Marr.
Bowen's looking to slide. You see 24 in white ready to go to support this matchup.
Yeah, he's playing center field. Brennan O'Neal from an impossible angle. 3 for the freshman, and that was all an individual effort.
Watch the cat and mouse, okay, because he sees Bowen there, so he's not going to dodge to the middle of the field. He drops steps right there, and then he becomes an alley dodger to really change the trajectory of how Bowen, 24 in white, supports that matchup. In the beginning stages of that, he felt the cluttered inside presence. Scoring attackman, when you put that whole riding aspect part of your arsenal, it's a respect thing. The best attackmen are the best riders.
Greshey told us they've ridden the ball back 19 times in ACC games for 9 goals.
Yeah. Yesterday we were watching Michigan and Ohio State. Bryce Clay.
How about 20 for 10?
It's all about effort. You know, the attack guys get their name in the newspaper for scoring goals and dishing assists. But this team's come to play defense today.
It's the Carolina way. You don't just do it on the defensive side of the field. Your offense needs to be hungry. A bunch of pit bulls swarming to the rock.
Just a 2 seed.
Worse. Yeah. Could be a 1.
Could be a 1. You look at the resume. They beat Denver by 11 goals. Beat Virginia. Beat Syracuse. Beat Notre Dame. Only losses to Duke on the road in overtime, and by a couple of goals to UVA.
They did it in a conference that was what? At a conference, 33-1, was it?
Something
One
like
loss.
that, yeah.
Army's win against Syracuse, that was it. Bounce shot by Dyson Williams. It's 15-11.
Sowers picks up another assist.
He's got 6.
Duke will respond. They'll reset. They'll have the week off heading into the tournament.
Sowers has it. New shot clock. Not that that matters for Duke. There's a sense of urgency with 1:52 to go. Final ACC game in what has been a memorable season in the Atlantic Coast Conference, and Duke says, we're not done yet. Joe Robertson gets Duke to within 3 with $1:43 left.
This is when you're a Carolina player, you're staring up at the clock and it just won't go away. Won't go down to zeros yet. Riley Walsh, Joe Robertson on the cut. This game is still there for the taking.
On site, you know, smelling the food, seeing the fans. It's May. Lacrosse is back, man.
Amen. Carolina's defense stepping up in the final seconds. UNC and Duke will share the ACC title. Every game, every week in this league,